Right, we're working on the Dyno project today, although not directly on the Dyno. We're making a few modifications to the workshop. We're pretty limited on space where we're to here. So we're actually going to put the Dyno in front of the pit there. We sort of ummed and ahed whether to put it there or in front of the door, but obviously if we put it in front of the door, that means the car has to be half outside. So you can imagine in winter when it's pissing down with rain, blowing a gale, if we're in there sort of tuning something up, the last thing we want to be doing is having the doors wide open and the car outside, because it's just going to get soaked, freezing cold and horrible. So we're going to put it in front of the pit, which means we can keep the car totally inside. It also means the back of the car will be against that wall, so we can put a duct out the wall for the exhaust. You can see the coal on the wall just from where, literally just from cars being parked there as it is. So we can duct that out the back, nice and easy to duct that away, and have the fan in the front. Problem we got here is this entrance, which we did, well, when we did the pit, which was quite a while ago now, is literally only a bit wider than the car, which means if you've got any sideways movement, the car will hit the wall, which is not good for any disasters on the Dyno, and also not ideal because it means you're crawling past the car, scratching the wings, and just generally not ideal. So we're going to widen this today, or hopefully. You can see the mark on the wall there where Chris has drawn, and also down the tool wall. We're going to have to shorten that up a bit with an appropriate tool, obviously. So yeah, we're going to scat the wall down, put a new beam in, give ourselves a bit more room.
As you can see here, Jack's taking the strain.
I'm surprised that didn't move actually.
Well, I propped her well.
Oh no, I was expecting all the full boards or something fucking.
Right, well the old beam's out and the sides are. The aqua prop's in. Next job now, we're going to go scutting down the walls.
As you saw, we stitch drilled down.
Stitch drilled.
Hopefully that's where it's going to break off then, without too much of a rough edge.
Yeah, just be careful of that crack over there.
Yeah, before we take the whole wall down if we're not careful.
So yeah, crack on.
Right, just whip this side down. Chris is just finishing off this side. As you can see, it's substantially wider than it ever used to be, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. The walls are surprisingly tough for their age.
That's me, man.
So we just got to have a bit of clear up here later and then get the new beam in and the uprights.
Doorway's open now. It's about full width. We're just going to clean up the rubble and then make a set of bases for the new props. Darren's gone off to get the tractor, but he's mincing at the minute. Kind of stopped in the middle of the yard. Either she's broke or someone else.
Right, walls are down. We've had a bit of a quick clear up. We've got two props in there at the minute, just taking the weight. We're hoping that we can we'd like to take this beam that's in here out and just put our single beam, because that's going to give us sort of 4 inches of extra height, which is nice because you can walk straight through it now. But before the beam was below that, and that's just a pain in the neck. So as you can see, we've gone a lot wider, which is going to give us so much more room. It's brilliant actually. And now it's pissing down with rain, so we've got a bucket full of concrete rubble to tip in the heap at the top of the yard. But we won't get rid of it. We'll have a load more in the Del 2 because we'll have to dig a hole here for the Dyno. But we'll have some lunch and then we're going to come down and tackle this wooden beam up here. Okay, we've cut that beam out now, which was along the bottom here. Like I said, we'd like to try and replace the whole lot with just the one big strong beam, because that's going to give us an extra 4 inches of height. So everything's kind of hanging here at the moment. We've got two props in, just taking the weight of the roof. Cut up with a chainsaw either side, levering that out. Typically it's nailed to every purlin on the roof. Well, actually double nailed. I'll have to whip along with a grinder in a minute, cut away off flush. Put the new beam up in position. Hope Chris has got the measurements right. And then we should be right. Right, we got the top beam and the supports in. Just put two little triangle plates on the corner just to strengthen that joint. Hold the two bits together. Next job is to mix up a bit of cement and just backfill behind them to fill the gaps in, and then around the bottoms of the posts, and then well, put a few electrical bits back, which is all up in the ceiling here, and then job's done, and then we got to start putting the dyno back together.
I mixed up a bit of cement. Quality sounds good. There's grass growing in it. Feed troughs on the other lot. And it's pissing down with rain with electric mixer. Job's interrupted. These sheep's just lambed. One issue is the cement's going off in the bucket now.
Right, just put a bit of cement in now, up the gaps, around the bottom of the posts. Just finishing off over that side. Just make a bit of a ramp there, and again up the side there, just to tie it in. Right, that's that little job all finished. Just put the lights and the sockets and all back up. Me and Chris put a bit of cement in yesterday just to hold it all together, and we just filled in the bits of the holes on the pit there which had worn away.